Welcome, everybody. My name is Manifa Carter. I am the Government Documents, Serials, and Reference Librarian here at William C. Jason Library at Delaware State University. And I am here to share a couple of tips and tricks that you can use to help you find dissertations and theses for your research. Because we do get a lot of questions from library users who are trying to track down those specific resources. And hopefully this video will help to clear up some confusion about how to do this. I'm starting off at Delaware State University's Library Services webpage, right here. This is basically where you would come if you were doing any sort of research that has to do with the library at all. You would basically start out on our webpage. Today I'm going to start by using a tool that can help you to find print resources, or print dissertations and theses specifically. And that would be our DSU online catalog, the link of which is available right here. Just going to go in. And I'm going to do a power search. And just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to do a general search for any of the theses that we have here at the library. And using my insider librarian knowledge, I do know that a lot of these are shelved in our scholarly publications and special collections. So I'm just going to select those in the collections section down here. And I'm just going to go ahead and complete the search. Right. And what we have now is just a list of all the theses that are shelved in those two collections. And as you can see, there are a little over 200 or so to actually pick from. So these are the print dissertations that are available physically in the William C. Jason Library. They tend to be highly protected by the library, so these are not resources that you would be able to necessarily check out and take home with you, at the end of the day. They also tend to be shelved in areas that are not immediately accessible to the public. So what you would do in a situation like this, if you found a resource that you were interested in, that was a thesis or a dissertation that was shelved in one of these collections, is that you would either take a picture of or write down this information down here, right? Which basically tells you where to find it. In particular, the collection info and the call number info. And you would actually go up to a library employee and you would say, hey, I would like to look at this resource. They would probably say, that's great, let me get it for you. You do know that you can't check it out or it can't leave the building, right? And because you have watched this video, of course you would say, yes, that is something that I'm aware of. That employee would go and get the dissertation or the thesis for you. And then you would be able to look at it, in the library building without letting it actually leave the building. The reason why we tend to protect these so much is because it's not really easy for us to replace them. And there aren't really a lot of other institutions that would actually have these particular theses or dissertations available because they were written and produced by Delaware State University students. So, if we lose one, that's basically it. We might have a backup copy, as we do in this case with number 1 on this list. But we wouldn't be able to really replace it, at least not very easily. So that's why they tend to be, just kind of protected as much as the library is able to protect them. For a lot of you who want even more access, perhaps you're not able to physically visit the library facility, or perhaps you want to be able to look at a dissertation in the comfort of your own home. We do have a number of electronic resources that you can use to actually also find dissertations and theses. Those tend to be classified under our database list, the link for which is also available right here, right underneath the link that you use to access our DSU online catalog to look for the print stuff. So I'm just going to go into our database list. And this is an alphabetical listing of all the databases the library has available, including databases that contain dissertations and theses, of course. Just a quick disclaimer, sometimes in casual conversation, I will collectively refer to dissertations and theses as dissertations. Just know that if I accidentally slip into that during this presentation, anything that you do to find a dissertation with any of these resources, you can also use to find a thesis as well. Okay, so pretending that I am a brand new researcher who isn't that familiar with the databases here at the library, I might just decide to look under, for example, D for dissertation on this list. And hey, it looks like I found something. Delaware State University's theses and dissertations. So I might think that this is all that the library has available electronically for theses and dissertations. It's actually not the case. So this is our institutional repository, which does have, a number of scanned dissertations and theses, again, created by Delaware State University students. However, we do have more robust tools that contain not just these resources, but a bunch of other theses and dissertations from Delaware State and from other institutions as well. So if I were referring a student to a particular dissertation database or thesis database, it would not be this one. It would actually be under P for ProQuest dissertations and theses. Right? And here's another point of confusion, because when you look on this list, you see two links that say ProQuest dissertations and theses. You have this first one right here, and you have the ProQuest dissertations and theses open, which is right down here. So I might look at these and get really confused and ask myself, hey, what's the difference between these two? And allow me to clarify. The ProQuest Dissertations and Theses Open is a product that is created by ProQuest that they just kind of put out there that anybody can access. You don't necessarily need to be affiliated with any sort of institution. You don't have to pay anything in order to use it. It's just out there and you can access it no matter who you are or where you're coming from. With ProQuest Dissertations and Theses, the vanilla version that we have up here, this is content that we actually pay for, we being the library and Delaware State University. And this contains information that is available in here in the ProQuest Dissertations and Theses Open, as well as information that is available through our institutional repository that I was showing off earlier, as well as information that is available from other institutions besides Delaware State University. So if I were to recommend any sort of database where you could get a bunch of information all at once from all of these different sources, it would definitely be ProQuest Dissertations and Theses.